In this part, you may not see all of my body, but I'm going to describe what to do. Go ahead and lay down. Knees are bent. And to begin with, take your knees inward and your feet about mat's distance. And feel the base of your spine come in contact with the mat. And this is a restorative pose. And we're going to tuck our chins. And again, as I've said before, you guys can choose your own music if you'd like or not. It just makes it a little more personal for you. Because some people don't want music, others do, and we all have different choices here. So with your feet at mat's distance, push down just a little bit there, and you're going to feel that energy rise up, and you'll feel your knees kind of come together a little bit more. And you're going to feel your hips sinking down into your mat. I want you to also focus energy right here at your navel and pull that in so that the lower part of your back, which usually has a little arc, can be flattened. So we're not at a total restorative here. It's just taking the knees and not having them do anything right now, but also just becoming connected with the earth. And then taking your chin with your elongated torso, the chin towards your chest. Feel your connection with your shoulders on the mat. Pull those shoulders back a little bit and down. Let your hands open up wide with fingers expressing themselves in a receptive way. Close your eyes and let's just breathe into our bellies a few times here. Noting the rise and the fall of our breath. If you are seated in a chair, you'll be seated with your back against the back of the chair, knees together, feet outward. Just, again, rethinking the perception of where our bodies are in space. A few more breaths here, really extending through your belly and up through your ribs and chest. Trying to make those breaths in and out through our nose as much as possible. Let's do 2 more or so. Biggest, fullest, slowest breaths. Really pulling in on those exhales and flattening that lower spine. Maintaining integrity with the cervical spine, with the neck just a little bit elongated there, chin tucked. Now walk your feet in and let's open up our knees and the hips. And if you want some more support, you can take your hands to the outside of your legs. We're going to open up here. You'll move your feet in or out depending on where you want to be here in this cobbler's pose. Cobbler's pose because we're meeting the soles of our feet together. And again, if this is a lot for the hips and gravity this early, take your hands and just support on the outside of your thighs. Otherwise, you can see where your hips want to go today. Your lower spine will no longer be attached to the mat. You're going to have that arc in your spine. If you are with us in a chair today, then you will sit probably a little more towards the edge of your chair, and you will let your knees fall open and take the outside of your feet like we are to the ground and your soles together. We're going to take some more of those full, slow, deep breaths right here as we release any tension in our glutes. Keeping chin tucked, continue with those breaths. And again, continue with any support you would like on the outside of your thighs. Pulling hands down away from you so the shoulders pull together more. Your heart rises up. As your belly, it also rises up with your breath. Hear your breath. Feel it, see it. 2 more, please. When we take our knees back, you may want to help to guide with your hand on the side of your thighs, because that's a big hip opener there. Have your feet together, ankles together, calves squeeze together, knees, inner thighs, and push down with your navel into the mat. Squeeze everything you can together, from the feet planted on the mat all the way up into the top of the knees, all the way down into your hips. Pull in here in your core. Everything is tight from the waist down, and actually from your solar plexus down. Everything is squeezing in. Squeeze tightly. This is isometric exercise here. Squeeze more. Keep breathing. Squeeze. Squeeze. 1 more big squeeze. And exhale. Release all that tension, that contraction that we've just built there. And now we're going to try similar from the waist up. And let's go ahead and take our hands up towards the ceiling and bring your fingers outward. And we're going to try to release from the waist down. Let's just see how coordinated we are. We're going to open up those fingers wide. We're going to take the energy down through our arms. Push gently in to the shoulder area here, into your mat. Squeezing as if you have a ball or block or something between your hands and you're trying to squash it. And have that feeling ignite all the way down your arms, into your shoulders. Can you feel it in your pecs? See if you can. Lift your hands a little bit more. Chin stays tucked. Squeeze and open fingers and make yourself really strong here. And exhale. Take your hands down. Oh, yeah. They just floated right down after all of that. And now, guess what? We're going to do the lower and the upper together. So everything is going to feel that tension and that contraction. And this is really good for our bodies, that we can feel what it's like to be contracted, and then we know what it's like to be totally relaxed. So arms come up, fingers open, push down in through your navel area, pushing through your feet, start to squeeze legs together. Lifting fingers upward if you can, opening them outward. Arms are strong. Feel your shoulders pressing down, not your head or neck. That's the only part that's not contracted. Squeeze. This is really good for the urinary tract. To be able to squeeze here, legs together, fingers opening, feet together, squeeze it all. Let's do it for 2 more full slow breaths. Squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. And exhale. Float those hands down. That should feel really good. If you're seated in the chair, you can be doing this as well. Okay? And now go ahead and extend your arms outward. I'm a little bit close to my wall here. I'm going to scoot out. And keep that chin tucked. And again, if you're seated in a chair, just take your arms out shoulder distance, or you can leave them down. And let's cross. right leg over left or one of them over the other. Just make sure you do the opposite side next. And we're going to take some twists here. So take the knees and let them come towards one side. So you're letting them come down and you're looking in the opposite direction. Find that feeling right there in your obliques, in your waistline. Pulling in, right in there to lift the knees up, back and center. And then when you exhale, your knees are coming over and you're looking on the opposite direction. You can do this in the chair. You'll cross your legs. You may need to have, and then breathe in, inhale. You may need to have an exhale, other side, coming up and rising up onto your toe when you're doing this seated. But find your way of doing these twists seated in the chair. All of these pretty much can be modified in our chair. When you inhale, bring your knees upward. When you exhale, take them to the opposite side and look into that opposite side of where the knees are. Let's do one more set, both sides. This is your inhale. Bringing the lower spine to meet the mat. Your exhale, we release that, release the hips. Feeling that in the outside of the hip here. Inhale, lifting up. And let's do this side one more time. Squeezing ourselves like a lemon. Squeezing out all our juice. And let's reverse the legs. Take the opposite leg on top. And if you're seated in that chair and you find it difficult to cross your legs, then cross at any other point lower than right over the knee there. And let's begin. Letting our legs go to one side, looking over. And depending on what side you are, one time you're going to feel it in the front hip flexor. And when you go to the opposite side, you're going to feel it in the other hip and glute on that other side. Lift up with your inhale. And continue, please, your breath. Really exhale everything out, squeezing. Don't want to miss out on any of that lemon juice that we're squeezing out of us. Bring it up on the end. 2 more sets. Find that maybe when you exhale knees over, they lower a little bit more. But always on your inhale, you come back to neutral. You find that squeeze and that twist. And then bringing knees back up. Let's release the both feet to the ground. And take now feet up and more than hips distance apart. We're going to do Malasana here on our backs or with our back to the chair. Or you're scooted up a little bit more on the chair. You're going to take your knees farther than hips distance. If you're on the chair, you're going to try to pick your feet up off the ground or one at a time. Or just find yourself here with hands at heart center, taking hands to your sternum area. Seated on the chair, you can do this as well. Instead of bringing the feet up, bring your body towards the knees so the elbows can rest there. And we're in this upside down Malasana pose here. Maybe you're able to little by little lower those elbows, or maybe I should say raise the elbows up higher onto your inner thigh, bringing them closer to your body is what I meant by lowering. And push your hands together and see if those elbows help you to open up your hips a little bit more here. Everything on your spine should be pressed to the earth right now, or to the back of your chair, or just seated up straight spine. If you're at the edge of your chair. Let's breathe a couple times here, looking down towards the hands that are in Anjali Mudra here. Breathe into our bellies. And then release hands. Take them to the outside of your feet into happy baby. You can also do this seated in the chair, but lower your torso down. Or you can pick your feet up, but that's a lot of core work there. So finding yourselves here in happy baby. If you're on your mat, your back is totally flat. If you're in the chair, your back is totally flat. Okay? And we're going to take a couple breaths here in this little happy baby. And then if you'd like, those of you that are on your back, you can go ahead, massage that lower spine a bit with a few little bits of rolling and roly-poly left and right here. And then bringing ourselves back to neutral. And seated or here, we're going to take and slide one hand down the leg and extend that leg out. So one knee is bent, the other is extended, being supported by our hand. So that support can be underneath. Or if you say, I feel really open today, you can take your hand on the inside of your leg and weight it down just a bit more. And you'll feel a little more of a stretch. So you decide, here I'm supporting, here I'm waiting, okay? And as we're here, if you're laying down on the mat, lift your head up. And you're going to be feeling this in the lower abdominal area. Lift your shoulders up a little bit more. And I know one leg is straight and the other is bent. Keep lifting, maybe shoulders both come up. And your hand reaches back down, your leg maybe farther as you pull up. You're bringing one knee in, extending the other leg out, lifting up a little bit higher here. And then slowly finding your spine back on the mat, bend into the extended leg. So you're back into happy baby. And then keep that one knee bent that was extended and extend the opposite one out. Again, slide your hand wherever you need to support that leg coming outward, the extended leg. The other one, maybe we're letting it shift open more with our hip to the left, to one side. Maybe your hand comes inside of that extended leg and it just assists with some opening. Find where your legs are today. This is big on the extension of the inner and underside of that extended leg. And you're also working your hip joint at the same time. Find where you want to be to lift your head off the ground, to keep breathing, to lift your shoulders maybe off the ground, to keep breathing, to lift a few of your vertebrae off the ground, and to keep breathing. Flexing your feet, you're going to feel this even more, the back side of your leg. Let's breathe a few more times here. Lift as high as you can, holding on and supporting with your hands on any part of your bent or extended leg that feels right for you. One more deep breath here. Slowly bringing yourself back down. Placing the back of your head on the ground. Bend into that extended leg. Bring yourself back. Flat spine, happy baby pose. Then releasing your feet, bringing them together slowly. Oh yeah, you should feel that in the groin area there. Even if you were seated, you will feel that. And go ahead and bend your knees and give yourself a hug. If you are in the chair, you'll bend your torso down. For us that are laying flat, we'll bring those knees in closer to our chest. However we could do that, thighs to chest, shoulders down, chin tucked, hugging ourselves nicely and deeply here. Let's go ahead and raise our head off again. And just adding a little more of the abdominal aspect here. And curl and tuck and round into yourself now. Go ahead and do that if you're in the chair as well. Rounding here by taking chin towards chest, pulling shoulders down and away from your ears. Let's squeeze those legs in together again like we did earlier. Everything squeezing. Breathing. Nice. Go ahead and let your spine come back down. Release your hands. Gently let your feet come back towards the ground. And now we're going to go in and out of boat pose. Those of you that are seated, what you may want to do here are some cat and cows. Or you can figure out a different way to be able to extend yourself outward, maybe pushing yourself, hands down on the chair, feet down on the ground, and then lifting your hips up off the chair. See if that works. Exhale down here, flat spine. Bring yourself up, inhale. Chins tucked. Remember, no pressure, please, on your neck or your back or the head, okay? Back of the head. I wish someone had told me that when I first started doing this and shoulder stands, but they failed to do that. And so my neck took a toll. Chin stays tucked, no pressure. See how I can lift my head off the ground? The shoulders are weighting me, feet are weighting me, my hands and arms are weighting me, okay? And let yourself come down. Let's do several more of those. This is your in breath. This is your out breath. All the way, flatten to even the base of your spine. Maybe squeeze a little bit with your glutes when you lift up, only if you want to add. Let's do two more. And bring yourself back down. Let's take one knee and bring it towards your shoulder, the same shoulder. And extend the other leg long. And we're going to move here a bit. We're going to take that leg that's long, lift it up, and we're going to roll forward like this, okay? Bring yourself back down. Roll two more times. Sitting upright. Come back. Pulling yourself up. Come on back down. And then squeeze in that knee that's bent to the shoulder. And then lower the leg that's extended. Release the other leg down. Let it go. Yeah, all the way down. And bring the other knee to bent. Hands interlaced in the opposite way, maybe under that knee. And bringing that knee inward towards the same side shoulder. And breathing here. And lift the other leg up. We're going to do those 3 rolls there. If that didn't work for you, then just stay here, okay? Otherwise, this is some core strength to bring yourself up, take yourself down. And it's also working with gravity and that roll. And then take yourself back down here. A little playfulness at this point. Cross both ankles. And we're going to roll up now 3 times. And then on the 4th, we'll stay seated. Okay? I inhale when I roll up. Exhale when I roll back. or vice versa. Find what works for you. And then let's come on into that seated position after you've done your nice fun rolls there. And we're going to sit with our legs extended straight and out. If you're seated in that chair still, go ahead and sit with your back flat and your legs extended at an angle. Or you have that second chair in front of you to sit here in staff pose. So we're sitting up. Let's flex our feet. Take your peace sign fingers and let's reach forward. And with a flat spine, let's see if those peace sign fingers can reach your toes. If they don't, take your hands to any part of your leg, thigh, knee, shin, ankle, anywhere they go. Maintain as flat a spine as you can here, okay? Pulling back on the legs. Let your heart come forward and begin some nice, full, slow, deep breaths here. We're not moving too far forward here, just keeping it to wherever our hands will extend and our back will stay flat, okay? Keep breathing here. Maybe you notice on an exhale, whoa, I just moved forward a little bit more. Look what my breath does. Look what gravity does. I'm not pulling, I'm not yanking, I'm just letting. I'm letting my body go into a natural form here. Letting it sink a little bit lower. All of this action is accentuating the opening of the back side of our legs. Wherever you find yourself, you say that is feeling good and that's plenty for me. Let your heavy head go. Let that neck release, chin towards chest. That heavy bowling ball of our heads. It's going to take it easy and let the head just sink. Pull it at your navel. Because even though we're seated in staff pose, we're seated in our chair, our head is getting lower than our heart. We're in an inversion. We're in a forward fold. So pull in your navel. Be strong there in your core. Feel this in the lower spine in a nice, gentle way. And then slowly release your fingers if they were on your toes. Keep your chin tucked. Walk very slowly your hands up your shins, to the knees, to the thighs, and then go ahead and lift your chin up so that we have it in a neutral way, parallel to the ground here. Let's take a couple breaths here in staff pose. Now we're going to try to see if we can lift our body weight up. Point your toes now. Take your hands with the fingers pointing away from you and maybe angle out those hands and arms a little bit. And we're going to push down with our hands. And we're going to see, can I lift my seat off the ground? My legs will extend and I will come into reverse plank pose here. Nice long plank ironing board of a front body. Arms are feeling this, nice and strong. And then we begin to lower ourselves. If you're seated in the chair, you'll do the same thing, only your hands will be on the chair and you'll just see how much of your body weight that your arms can lift up and down, okay? All right, then let's go ahead now and take and open up our legs into a V formation. Take your hands on the side. Just lift yourself up a bit so you can feel that you're really on those sits bones, okay? And our feet are flexed, or you can point them, but just keep them active. See what the difference is if you just let them go, or if you activate them. You're going to feel that a lot more in the opening there. We're just going to slide. So take yourself down one way, lift the elbow up on the other side. Come back on an inhale to center. Slide down one leg, lift on the other. Inhale, center. And if you're keeping your feet active, you may want to go from a pointed to a flexed, just to see the difference here. It's going to activate different muscles. Inhale, I bring myself up. Exhale, I take myself down. If you're in the chair, you're doing this seated with your legs out, and you're sliding left and right, just like we are here on our mats. Your body may just be a little bit different in its relationship to the earth. Let's do one more set. And this is just getting into some flowing motion. We're inhaling up, we're exhaling down. And then bring yourself up and just let yourself be in kind of a comfortable seated position. We're going to do eagle arms here. So take your arms, open them up, lift up high, okay? Lengthen the side body. We haven't done a lot of that yet, so we'll do some of that in a bit. And then take your arms down, float them down, eagle arms, and cross one under the other. I've got my right under my left. Just remember what you're doing. And then fold those eagle arms in or bring them here. Okay? Let's lift the elbows so that your thumb can come to your third eye. That's the point right above the eyebrows in the center there. Okay? So we're lifted up here a bit. And we're going to bow forward, keeping a flat spine. You may just come an inch or two. You may come with your elbows all the way to the ground. No expectation there at all. Just go where your body is allowing you to go, where your legs are saying that's enough, your spine is saying that's really good. Bring your core straight together to lift you back up. Inhale. Twist your body towards one extended leg, and we're going to come down again, maybe an inch or two, or maybe elbows to that extended knee. You will inhale up slowly, no jerking, turn back to the center, and exhale yourself down. Only as far as it's right for you. Maybe you come down so that your elbows touch the ground, and then you're going to bring them in towards your center. Inhale up. Twisting to the opposite leg. Exhale down. And again, your elbows don't have to touch your knees. Just bringing your body weight there. You can do this seated in the chair as well, you guys, okay? Inhale, bring yourself up. Gently bring yourself back to neutral. And one more time in the center. Exhale forward. Bring yourself up. And release your hands out of that bind. And let's just go up and down like flying eagles just a bit. Fingertips touch. They go up. Come on down. Bring them up. Bring them down. Let them lift up. Maybe your wrists come up in the front of you together. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. One more time. Little happy hands and bring them down. And then let's do the opposite side. Oh, yes. So now we're going to lift up. Inhale. And exhale. This time my left is under my right, but you just do the opposite of what you just did, okay? And then we are crossing here, or we're crossing, crossing, crossing. And then if your shoulders allow, take your hands up so that one of your thumbs, the lower thumb perhaps, comes to that third eye point. And we press our hands together, and we're paying attention to our legs. We either want them to be relaxed. If so, know that that's your intention. Or we want them to be flexed or pointed, and exhale forward, maybe an inch, okay? And we'll hold wherever it is that we find our depth. our easy depth, okay? That's right for you. And keep that for a breath or two. And when you find your next inhale, bring yourself up with a strong core. And then take yourself over towards one of your extended legs, keeping the elbows high. Take an exhale, come on down. Take a couple breaths at the point that's right for your depth, your body. Pull in at the belly, lift slowly out of this. Twist back into the center and release on down. And again, check in with your legs. Do I want them to be inactive, or do I want them activated, interpointed, or flexed? Just be aware, that's all. No judging, but making those decisions, right? So that we know, lifting up and then turning to the opposite leg. Let's come on down. Finding ourselves and letting ourselves come to whatever point is right for us. Trying to maintain those sits bones grounded in the chair or on the mat. Pulling in at the navel, lifting up. Slowly bringing ourselves back to center. And let's take ourselves down one more time. Back on down. Two breaths here. And that's forward fold with eagle arms. Really accentuating that opening in our inner thighs. Bring yourself up with an in-breath. And yes, let go. Fly those arms up, inhale. Exhale, let's take them slowly down. Keep one arm down, lift the other one up, and come over to the side. Not forward towards your foot, but over to the side. I see somebody's doggy joining them. That's nice. Bringing that upper shoulder back behind you. I miss my dogs. Mark just sent me pictures of the garden and the dogs. Lifting up, inhale. Exhale, let's take that hand down. And extend those fingers long. Lift the opposite arm up. Coming to the side. This is our side stretch. I promised you we would do. And we're breathing into that side stretch. Half moon. Beautiful half moon, I think, yesterday, last night, or the night before. Inhale, pull in at the navel, though. Pull in here. Lift up. Exhale down. Now we'll do it dynamically. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Good, doggy. Exhale down. Inhale, rise. Exhale over. Dogs teach us so much about yoga, right? We have down dog. We have up dog, and it's so cool when I see my dogs doing that. They really have good alignment and good posture. And then there's three-legged dog. And then there's the fire hydrant that is so famous. One more time each side, lifting up high. Come on over with your breath. That's your exhale, remember. Inhale brings us up. We're not rushing. We're just allowing ourselves to follow our true spirit, our breath, our prana, our life force. Bring it up. Hands come down. And you can go ahead and begin to bring those legs in and straight in front of you, back into more of a staff pose here. And then bend them just a bit, soles together, but we've got a big triangle here. Okay, so we're just going to take a rest from having our legs extended too much. And we're not bringing them in all the way into easy pose. We're going to work our arms a bit. Go ahead and take your arms out long to the sides. And let's take little tiny circles here. Pushing through our fingers. as we do this. And let's make those circles just a little bit bigger. Working on lubricating the shoulder joints here. And let's take them and swing them even bigger here. Around. Should be feeling that a little bit in our heart rate as well. And then back to those medium-sized circles. Breathing. And take them to the small circles here. Open up the fingers wide if you want to feel that a little bit more if you're not feeling it enough already. And then guess what? Reverse. Reverse in the opposite direction, baby circles. Paying attention to our breath. Sitting up nice and straight in our chair, on our mat. And then let's take those to medium-sized circles. Finding breath some more. And big, big, massive circles. Fingers outstretched to really feel that. Back to medium. Yeah, almost there. Little baby circles. And float your hands on down. Back to the ground. Keeping your feet together. Also the feet together, ball in the heel. And still in this little V shape. We're going to do a little bit of twisting and then some cat-cow. So take one hand, cross it to the opposite knee. Take the other arm behind you, push down so you rise up nice and high. And then take a look over that back shoulder, okay? And feel that in your twist in the waist there. Again, really good for our obliques, good for the waistline. Slowly bring yourself forward. The other thing I notice when I do twists, which is a lot easier, we're going to reverse now. Opposite hand on the knee and the other behind, is when I'm driving, right? We have to look over our shoulder to see if there's anybody coming. This really opens up yourself to more flexibility and safety too, because you can see back farther. You can twist that waist. And releasing back forward. We're going to do that one more set, both sides. Take a nice deep inhale here to flatten your spine, push down on your sits bones on the chair, the mat. Inhale. And then let's take it to the back. Exhale. Come on back. Breathing. Releasing head first, shoulders, chest, waist. Find my center, find my neutral place, my at-home place, and then reverse. Push down, lift up, and then begin the twist from the waist up. Take 2 breaths here. Some more twisting of those limes and lemons. Really, really good. Come on back. For detoxing our organs, okay, to twist them, get them to move. Any kind of movement we really need to do, especially for our lymphatic system, because it doesn't move unless we do. And so a lot of these arm things that we do, you're really getting into the lymph nodes there. When we're working in our legs, especially in this groin area, you're working into moving that lymph fluid, okay? All right, so now we're going to start to rise up a bit. And could someone give me the time, please? Gonna come on our hands and knees.
10:46.
I'm sorry?
10:46.
Thank you. Go ahead and get onto your knees. I'm using a pillow because of my knee. And my hands are underneath my shoulders. Okay, and we are in our tabletop position here. So open up your fingers wide, starfish, hands, and let's go through a series of cat and cow. Exhale your belly down. Bring that tailbone up. Lift up. And exhale. Curl and tuck and round into yourself here. Inhale, lift. Keep going, and then exhale yourself back into
Okay, your last one. Good luck. You can do it. You can do it.
Somebody's not on mute. That's okay. Inhale, lifting, lowering up that belly, lowering down the belly, and then bringing yourself back. But you're right, whoever said that, you can do it. You can do it. Everybody can do it. This is easy to be done in the chair. You guys know how. You take your hands onto your knees and you pull and lift your heart forward as you arch your spine. And then you slide your hands down maybe when you're doing your cat. Let's do 2 more. And then come back to neutral spine. And from here, let's take one of your feet. I'm going to go ahead and use left and right here to keep us the same. Bring your right foot between your hands. Your other knee stays planted on your blanket, on your pillow, on your mat, whatever it is to protect that knee. And we're going to keep my right foot forward. My left hand is going to stay on the ground. And I'm going to lift my right arm all the way up, expressing my hand, opening up my fingers, maybe taking my shoulder back so that my heart opens even more. And my hand may pull back too. So I'm twisting and I'm opening and I'm keeping the bent knee with the foot planted forward. I'm keeping it moving and staying straight instead of it come out left and right. And then I'm going to take that hand back down, place it on the inside. So right hand on the inside of my right foot, unless you've done the opposite. And then lift the other hand up. So I'm opening up my chest in a different way. And I'm expressing myself here. Fingers pointed up and back. Other hand pushes down, right? So one is heaven sent. The other's earthbound. Feeling that in my hip flexor too. And then I'm going to go ahead and take both hands down, one on either side of that bent knee. And then I'm going to rise up onto my front foot, right foot, and my left bent knee. Okay? My arms are coming up. And I'm in a modified here. This is modified warrior 1. Lengthen the side body here. On your inhale, you should see your fingers rise up a little bit higher. Keep them there on your exhale. One more time, long, slow, full breath. Take your hands behind you. Interlace at the base of your spine. Push down. Open up your heart. And let's go into Exalted Warrior 1. And breathing here. Only taking your shoulders and squeezing to the point that's right for you. If you're in your chair, you've moved to the side of your chair. Or you can also probably do the seated forward. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, take your body at an angle, right, to the inside of that front leg. Pull in at the navel. See about coming down, just a quarter distance. Then rise up, inhale. Exhale, take yourself down. That quarter, or maybe you go to half, where your shoulder and your inner knee connect. And then you rise up on an inhale. And then you're going to go to either place, quarter or half. Staying there, or those of you that would like can come into a more humble warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1 that's modified here. Let your head go if you come forward, and let the crown come closer to the earth. Take yourself up to half if you did lower. And then take yourself up to quarter. Take yourself all the way up, releasing those arms. Take the hands both up. Look, open up your heart, and then come into cactus arms. Pull the elbows down. Heart lifts. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, hands come down on either side of that front foot. Take that foot back. Place the knee on the ground, coming into your neutral tabletop here. And let's do 2 cat-cows before you go to the other side. 2 rounds. Use your breath. And then coming back to the flat spine, take that opposite foot. So now it's my left one coming forward. And my right knee is grounded. And I'm going to lift up the right arm. And I'm bringing it up. And I'm opening up my heart here. And I'm feeling that stretch all along the front of the body and the side body. And then on an exhale, taking that hand down and bringing the opposite one up, lifting, and then I can open maybe even more here when I open up this way. I did this one opposite of the last we did. But you're going to feel, and actually I'm not going to tell you where you're going to feel, because I know where I'm feeling. See where you're feeling. Just connect with your body sensation here. And what is this particular asana, this particular stretch doing for you? Okay. Take another breath here. And then place your hand down on the ground, one hand on either side of that front foot, pulling at your navel. Let's lift up into modified Virabhadrasana 1. Right? And again, this can be done seated in the chair. You can turn to the side, or you can just extend one leg forward and the other one back. Seated forward. Rise up a little higher with your hands in the sides of your body here. Big inhale. Exhale. Let's take it on back. Interlace here. And push down. Squeeze shoulders back. This may be it. Or you may begin to take it back where the heart lifts. Shoulders squeeze even more. The hips come forward. Careful with your neck, though, okay? You may just keep your head in a more neutral position, or if your neck allows, it feels right and good, then you can open it up more.
10:55.
Thank you, Rose.
You're welcome.
Breathing here. And lifting up. And take yourself at that diagonal here, pulling at your navel a quarter of the way down. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Repeat that or come to half. Exhale. Shoulder by the inner knee. Inhale, lift. Repeating either quarter or half. Go through either one, or let your heavy head come down. Let yourself find yourself in a humble warrior, wherever that is for you, quarter or half. Seated in the chair, this can be done as well. You just may need to adjust and sit to the side of your chair. Let's breathe and let go of ego here. Hard to do. Probably impossible for us humans to do. But we can lighten the load at least. And pull in at your navel. Lift from wherever you were. Back up. Torso comes forward. Release those hands and lift up. Inhale. Lengthen both sides of the body. And then exhale. Come on back into your trident mudra or your cactus arms. Heart and hips forward. Breathing here. Chin and neck into any position that feels right for you. Okay? Any place you put it, you're using your neck muscles. And lift up high, inhale. And exhale, hand comes back down, foot comes down. And then let's find ourselves seated on our mat in any place that's comfortable for you. Thank you for letting me be a little more gentle today. I've got to keep my knee and my body going for a lot of reasons, but mostly because my daughter still needs me. We've got a lot to do still around here. And so didn't want to get too rigorous today. So thank you for your patience with that. I hope you still did get a good stretching, a good fitness experience here doing yoga with me today. So taking hands to heart center if you like, or covering your hands over your heart. I'd like to express what the word namaste means. I honor that place in you where the universe dwells. I honor that place in you where there is love, light, peace, and joy. For when you are in that